I just wanted to let people know and set the record straight that I was as great a player as Michael Jordan.
Hello to the B. What's happening? Out of all the years I've been a fan of basketball, sports, I can't think of one player that I really just dislike. I'm watching it strictly as a fan of the sport first and critique the game from a coaching standpoint. But one player that I cannot stand, I used to be a big fan of this cat too, man. That's the crazy part about it. Scottie, long-nosed Pinocchio Pippen. And he's just so fake. But I just lost all respect. He's just the fakest cat out there, y'all. Whoever rocks with Scottie Pippen, you must see a little bit of yourself in him. When he's going around talking about how bad a teammate Michael Jordan was. Scottie Pippen had Michael Jordan present him at his Hall of Fame speech.
Hall of Fame.
You know?
MJ, you have touched so many people's lives, but none like mine. Thank you for being the best teammate. I will always cherish that experience, and I will cherish our relationship forever. Thank you.
When Michael Jordan was right in his face, Pippen was singing a whole different tune. You cats always posting that Jordan crying meme, right? Even though that meme comes from Jordan was shedding tears at his Hall of Fame ceremony. Those are tears of joy, you know what I'm saying? They're celebrating you as a Hall of Famer. Tears from years of just grinding. And anybody that snickers at that like something that you laugh at, you guys is goofy. You just ain't never been through nothing. You don't love nothing with a passion. Real recognize real. Check out fake Pinocchio Pippen is. Why he's trying to force tears during his speech.
It was a great ride.
Dramatic pause.
For all of this, I say, thank God and thank you.
You don't go sit your earthworm Jim look down somewhere, dog. Look how he hugged MJ. Fakest hug in the world. Look, A, he can't read his own damn speech. B, he ain't even speaking from the heart. How can anybody respect anybody that's this damn fake? He wanted to be in Michael Jordan's spot so bad. Boy, you can't be Michael Jordan. He couldn't tie Michael Jordan's shoes. This dude is a clown. He could not handle Michael Jordan's position. You know what comes with being number one? You couldn't handle that. You had the opportunity. What did Pippen do with his opportunity when he was number one? Act like a biatch. You blew it. You acted like a punk. All because Phil Jackson drew up the play for Tony Kukoc. Shit, anybody would have drew up the play for Tony Kukoc. You was not that guy like that. You should have just played your role. Nobody would have took nothing from you. We all knew what you was. You wasn't that guy. But you wanted to be Michael Jordan so bad. That was your flaw, man. You're a jealous player, man. You're a jealous ass type of person. And there's a lot of you Scottie Pippens out there, man. That's what we're going to call you guys. We're going to call you Scottie Pippens. In that year Jordan left, he had a great season. They won 55 games. But the regular season don't mean nothing. Because in the playoffs, you was blowing. It was Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong that was doing all the work in the playoffs. You was turning the ball over, throwing up shot brick. You was building houses. I remember, I was watching. That was my squad, even when Jordan left. You see, I got the Otis on the back of the Bulls jersey. Pippen was blowing it. That's just what it was. And then you make matters worse versus the Knicks when you started crying and didn't go in the game. You was getting locked up all game by Anthony Mason. He was putting the shackles on Pippen. He couldn't handle Mace. Mace was in his shit.
Phil Jackson believes Scottie Pippen's defection was the culmination of a number of frustrating incidents leading up to Patrick Ewing's game-tying basket with less than 2 seconds left in the game.
Even right there, he had a chance to hit the shot, a possession before Tony Kukoc, but Anthony Mason locked him up. He threw up some shot that clanked off the side of the backboard like he always do. Ewing comes down, does what Ewing does, blow, puts him up by 1 point something seconds left, timeout. Phil Jackson draws up the play.
The Bulls call a timeout and designed a play for Tony Kukoc. Scottie Pippen refused to go back in. Instead, he went to the end of the bench, necessitating a second timeout. Pippen and Jackson got into a cussing match, but Scottie still refused to budge.
I know his teammates was like, what? Man, this cat Pippen went out bad.
Bulls survived without Scottie. Tony Kukoc hit a 22-footer to win it for the Bulls.
Scottie chose not to go on the court last night for his own specific reason. I put in a better passer than Pete Myers. Besides, Scottie had a fat lip and looked ugly at that spot, and we got the job accomplished, and that's all that matters to us right now.
See, Pippen's so fake. He always talking about it's a team game. I made it about a team game. Jordan made it about an individual thing.
I mean, he was a great scorer, but a lot of things that he did was based on him as an individual. I think basketball is a team game. It's a team game. No one is ranked at the top. Okay.
You're the only one crying just because the play wasn't drawn for you. Jordan had a whole bunch of plays go to Kerr.
Michael, 6 seconds, 5. Michael in traffic to Kerr, 15-footer.
Go to Paxson.
Paxson is open. Get him the ball. And I started looking for Paxson.
Dumps it out the horse. Paxson for 3. Yeah! Yeah!
Go to Bill Winnington.
A full timeout. Starks lost his footing here as Jordan in a surprise. The Bulls by 2.
It didn't matter. It mattered about winning. You worried about you.
Get to those 3 championships. Wouldn't you give Scottie Pippen one opportunity to get a last-second shot without Michael Jordan? Like, 1 year without Michael Jordan. Can I get one shot? Like, I'm doing all the dirty work. That was Scottie Pippen's team. Michael Jordan is not there. So who's next in line for you?
That's how fake Pippen is, man. And y'all be buying it. That dude's weird. Dog gonna say Jordan came out with the Last Dance because he wanted to prove to the next generation that he was greater than LeBron James. Okay, let's say that's true, right? So what? So what? That's called being competitive.
Drexler. Who's the best, Michael Jordan or Clyde Drexler?
Well, it was the best two guards at that time. I wanted people to know the difference between me and Clyde. It was always a comparison.
Yes.
And I didn't want it to be a comparison. I wanted it to be totally different. I wanted people to see that on the highest stage.
Drexler and Jordan. Jordan again. Jordan again. Did you see that look? Michael indicating he can't believe it.
First game in the first half, making everything. That game.
So what? Jordan pulled up with the Last Dance. So what? Step your game up. If you're the GOAT, nobody should be able to pull up nothing. If you're the GOAT, you can pull up Wilt Chamberlain's documentary. You can pull up Magic Johnson's documentary. You can pull up all the documentaries you want. Jordan ain't gonna be mad either. You can come out in your whip. I can't come out in mine. LeBron can come out with his documentary. Jordan can't come out with his. It ain't like he made them no lies. It's not like he added something that wasn't true. Michael Jordan wasn't starving for attention. Do you know who that is? That's Michael Jordan. There's Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan. They get enough attention. People faint when they see these dudes. They wish they didn't get as much attention. What are you talking about? He ain't starving for no attention. Just a couple of weeks ago, when they announced the 75 greatest basketball players of all time. Of course, they had J.O. go last because he's the GOAT. Look how Jordan came in compared to everybody else. Just look at their personalities. Does it look like Jordan looks for a whole bunch of attention? Look at Dennis Rodman's ass. Dennis Rodman running up in here like he's about to do a WCW match. Look at LeBron. LeBron look like he getting on stage. No shade to LeBron. I'm digging LeBron's intro. You know, that's filthy. He stepped out. He likes attention. You can tell LeBron loves attention. You can tell a person's personality. The only person starving for attention is Scottie Pinocchio long-nosed Pippen. Look how much he just loves getting his praise. Look at Scottie Pippen.
By the way, did that
look at his eyes just light up?
Did that ever get old? Scottie Pippen joins us right now. That intro in Chicago Stadium, in the United Center.
Never gets old. Never.
Six-time NBA champion, USA Dream Team member, retired number 33 of the Bulls.
And maker of fine liquor.
Yeah.
What's up with this dude? Don't nobody want to hear you. Don't nobody want to see your long-nosed face, bro. Nobody even want to hear you talk. You sound like a damn alien from Men in Black. These kids and he's just singing in the fan.
Pippen, you are a bum. Pippen, you are a bum. Pippen.
You sound like you got a fan stuck in his throat, dog. You ain't about to be the face of no fucking NBA.
Scottie actually on TV with the shoes up, telling me to come back.
Look at, did you see Scottie pointing to the Air Jordan emblem on the bottom of his sneaker?
You think you're gonna be in Jordan shoes? What's wrong with this guy, man? He's delusional. You was Robin. Nobody makes a documentary about Robin. We watch Batman. Because all the kids ran past you and wanted to get Michael Jordan's autograph. That's why you mad. They wanted to be like Mike. We all wanted to be like Mike, man. And he's just jealous. Kobe wanted to be like Mike. AI wanted to be like Mike. Penny wanted to be like Mike. D-Wade wanted to be like Mike. D-Rose wanted to be like Mike. LeBron wanted to be like Mike. Nobody wanted to be like Pippen. Scottie Pippen, I bet your sons wanted to be like Mike. Ooh, I know that probably hurt too. That probably sting Pippen. Ooh, you was a hater. You're a hater, bro. How's that feel? How does it feel to be a hater, bro? I don't know how that feels, man. You got to inform us, man. Why don't you do a documentary on that? Why don't you get all the MJ haters, round them all up, and go do a documentary on what it's like to be a hater. Now, this clown is so desperate for attention. He goes on a classic rock and roll station. Don't know nothing about classic rock and roll. And then I'm glad the DJ, he put you on the spot and barbecued you. It made you look stupid.
I got a question to ask you. We're a classic rock radio station. I know in your repertoire you have a classic rock song that you love. There's got to be one in your past.
Man,
that you rock
I
out to.
don't know the name of it.
Sing
I mean,
it. Can Scottie Pippen sing it right now on the air?
No. Give me a second.
Sweet Home Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So you know, it's like the 7:30 Song Challenge with Scottie Pippen. Yeah. Rock out to AC/DC, any of these bands?
I listen to them. I really don't rock them, but
Okay.
I like listening to you guys kind of driving into the city and just kind of listening, finding out what's the latest news and what's going on.
That's awesome.
Every time we see Pippen on TV saying something, he's being fake. Y'all ain't noticed that? I was listening to this interview that Pippen did. MJ ain't got nothing to do with the interview. He starts tattletelling on MJ about how MJ used to bet people. He would know the outcome of the bet before he makes the bet. He'll end up, getting them for their paper. He's on television, snitching on MJ. MJ ain't even there to defend himself, Who knows if the story's even true, right? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That's beside the point. The thing is, any real one's gonna look at you sideways. Because if MJ's doing all this, you watching somebody get hustled, and you ain't said not a word. You didn't say nothing to the man. You just sat there and let him get gaffled. So you's a sucker. One, you're a sucker for tattletelling on TV. That's why we call you Scottie snitching. You sat there, watched old boy get broke off. And for you cats that think this is some sort of game over here, come have the debate. Whatever debate you want to do. We could stick to the subject. Scottie Pippen is the most overrated basketball player of all time. I can name 10 people off the top of my head at his position that was better than him in his era. Alone 75 of all time. The Bulls was my favorite team. You guys might think the 90s was so long ago, like it was the Stone Ages. The 90s was just yesterday. I grew up in the 90s. What are you talking about? I'm still young. It was yesterday. Anybody telling me about Pippen is like, you guys watch Russell Westbrook 15, 20 years from now. Some young punk that never even seen Russell Westbrook play, he gonna try to tell you, man, Russell Westbrook's the greatest ever. Look at his stats. I seen him play. I don't care what his stats say. This is how he played. Scottie Pippen is the most overrated player history of the game ever. He's definitely not the top 50. I'll give him top 75, and I'll give him that. Even though, in my opinion, he's not no top 75. Yes, Pippen helped a lot. He deserves credit. If you guys can't understand both sides of it, then just go to the kiddie table. Go to the playground with Scottie Pippen.
Okay, I don't mind Michael Jordan saying, I didn't want Isaiah to be on the dream team. But if Scottie Pippen say, I don't want Isaiah to be on the dream team, that's a problem. You can't say nothing. Okay, if Jordan is like, look, I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, okay, all right. Scottie Pippen, I'm not playing if Isaiah plays. Man, go to the park.
You can't understand that he was overrated, but yet he was still a very great sidekick. It should go somewhere. I'm talking to mature people that can comprehend basic English. Scottie Pippen was a great sidekick. This is what you goofy cats who be hating on Michael Jordan, you guys don't never make no dang on sense. Obviously, it wasn't just about Michael Jordan if he talked about 94 when he wasn't even playing in 94. He had a whole episode. There's 10 episodes. One full episode was dedicated to Pippen. So what is he talking about? It told the good, the bad, and the ugly, just like it did for Jordan. It told the good, the bad, the ugly, just like it did for Dennis Rodman. It told the good, the bad, the ugly. He talked about Kerr. He talked about everybody on that team. How much more credit did he need? He wanted to be the main focus. Newsflash, Scottie Pippen, you wasn't the main focus.
At Shaq, we got 6 rings like he was the main focus of the 6 rings. You were not the main focus of the 6 rings. Don't make me pull out the scouting report. You wasn't even a factor in the scouting report. It was all about Mike.
You was not even close. Michael Jordan was the main focus then, and he is going to be in the documentary because that's just real life. You wanted him to make up some fairy tale. See, Scottie Pippen probably was at home with his girl, like, yeah, baby, you better watch this, baby. Yeah, sit back and watch this, how I used to do in the 90s. Yeah, watch this, girl. But his old insecurity wasn't being glorified. He obviously was going to glorify Jordan the most because Jordan, it was Michael Jordan. People tuned in to see Michael Jordan. We didn't tune in to see Scottie Pippen. And then he gets mad about bringing up 94. He claims that Michael Jordan only brought up 94. He wanted to show how they needed Michael Jordan.
I think my biggest thing with the documentary was that Michael, who didn't play in 94, who was selling a video based on The Last Dance, was something that he sort of tried to pull out to show that our winning was all about me. And this is what everybody else did when I wasn't around. Because he didn't need that in his documentary. I mean, he wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
You know?
But then in the other interview, he says Mike only came back because he seen how good we was doing and wanted to jump on the bandwagon.
For me.
I mean, I'm probably was the only man standing who had been there with him back in the early 80s.
But yet, he comes back the next year because it was getting good. We weren't fading away.
Pip, what is wrong with you, dog? You guys wasn't even about to be in the playoffs when he came back. You guys was like 34 and 27 or something like that. You guys was barely 500. When Jordan came back, you guys went 13 and 4 or something like that and got you guys a high seed in the playoffs. It wasn't just going to show you just 98 and leave it there. There was things that led up to 98. That's how a story goes. There's a beginning, middle, and end. At the beginning was Michael. It transpired from 84 through 98 is what the whole story of The Last Dance was about. How are they going to leave out 94? Michael left in 94. That had a lot to do with the 98. Your guys' season in 94 had a lot to do with your contract, with your little attitude you was having in 97 and 98. Why didn't you go get your surgery earlier in the summer in 97? So by the 98 season, you'd be ready for the season. And if you thought that wasn't going to be played in the documentary, bro, you are retarded. It happened. Us fans want to see the truth. We don't want to see some fairy tale just because Pippen's embarrassed about what he did. And it's not like us real fans needed it. We already knew about all that stuff. We knew about 94. We knew about all that stuff. Us real Bulls fans, we knew all about that. So I don't even know why you even trying to hide it. Pippen is just air up there. You Michael Jordan haters, y'all don't be making no sense, man. Jordan gave Scottie Pippen so much praise in it. I mean, damn, he told everybody that, man, when you mention me, mention Scottie Pippen. Matter of fact, man, all Michael Jordan's career, he gave you props, dog. How much more? You know what I'm saying? He brought you along like his little brother, bro. And for you to backstab a man like that, that's foul, bro. And all you cats that supporting that, like I said at the beginning, y'all must see something in Scottie Pippen that's just like you. How could you support somebody doing that to their brother, man? Michael Jordan ain't never did nothing to Scottie Pippen. Which one is it, Scottie Pippen? You said you're not ashamed of what you did in 94. You would do it again, right? So why are you so mad that he showed that? Because no, you're really embarrassed because you acted like a little punk.